Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It's a Colorado 7 League clash as the visiting Skyview Wolverines take on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. I'm John Beltran as these teams are playing for the second time in 3 days. On Wednesday in Thornton, the Mustangs had their way, winning by a score of 10-0. Their big inning was a 5-run third, and Kyle Daniels was virtually unhittable, as Daniels in the game went the full 5 innings in that particular game, allowing just 2 hits, and there was just no solution that this team from Skyview could provide against Daniels, as Austin Cosman and Carlito Urquieta drove in 3 runs apiece. The Mustangs go into the game with a 7-0 Colorado 7 League record, 31-0 in the Colorado 7 League over the past 2+ seasons. They're 9-2 overall. Skyview at 6-1 in league play and 7-1 on the year. We'll get to the starting lineups momentarily. This game starting a bit late because Skyview arrived about 20 to 23 minutes before the scheduled game time, and they were allowed to fulfill their infield warm-ups. And those have just been completed, as the coaches will meet here at home plate. And Urquieta will be the starting pitcher today for Fort Morgan. Jose Esquivel goes for Skyview. And that 10-0 victory by Fort Morgan on Wednesday lasted just 73 minutes. An exhibition in timely hitting and outstanding pitching by Fort Morgan. And we had cooler temperatures on Wednesday. Today it's perfect. Temperature in the mid-60s, T-shirt weather. The Mustangs are dressed in their home whites, and Skyview in their road purple with the white pants. We'll also be keeping an eye on the Brush Bee Digger game in Strasburg. They're resuming that suspended game from 8 days ago where Brush was leading 5-0 in the second inning. And let's get to the starting lineup for Skyview. Batting first is the center fielder, Eswir Contreras. The left fielder, Ricardo Baltarrama, hits second. Shortstop, Kenny Chavez, bats third. Brandon Behringer, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth is the second baseman, Brian Gutierrez. The pitcher, Jose Esquivel, who's yet to lose this year. He's 3-0, bats sixth. First baseman, Diego Vigils, the seventh hitter. Batting eighth is the third baseman, Diego Mireles, who was the losing pitcher on Wednesday. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Isaiah Garcia. The Mustangs set up like this defensively. At first is Nate Cage. Bladen Pollard at second. Over at third is Austin Cosman. The shortstop is Trevor Shirtleff. Around the outfield, Kenny Keller's in left. The center fielder is Kyle Daniels. Trey McBride in right. Behind the plate is Joey Schneider. And Carlito Urquieta is on the mound. And that's the way this one sets up today between the Mustangs of Fort Morgan and the Wolverines of Skyview. And the Mustangs take the field here from Legion Field. Now, in his last start, Urquieta struggled throughout. Was able to get through it. That was on Monday in a 23-6 victory over Englewood. Yet to lose this year, but he's got a 4.76 ERA. So he's looking to improve upon that number considerably, the ERA total. And stepping in momentarily in this all right-handed hitting lineup will be Eswir Contreras. Yeah, Daniels on Wednesday just had this team off balance completely. And Daniels, by the way, will get the start on Monday. Since that's a non-conference game, our next game after this one will be on Wednesday. That'll be right here in Fort Morgan against Vista Peak at 4 o'clock on B106 as well as B106.com. All right. So Contreras, Valderrama, and Kenny Chavez here in the top of the first inning will be starting about 9 minutes tardy here in Fort Morgan. And if you're in the area, get out here. I mean, this is perfect weather. To be outdoors on a day like today is ideal. Not every day this week was like that, but today is certainly one of those. Here's Contreras. And the opening pitch is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center. It's a strike in Sterling Brush in Fort Morgan, your farm and ranch headquarters for all your farm and ranch supplies, and they carry feed for all your animals and pets. Swung on and grounded to third, and off the glove of Cosman. He backs up and picks it up. That'll be an error on the Mustang third baseman. Let that ball play him. And Contreras is on to lead off the game. And keep in mind something else that helped out Daniels is that he picked off 3 runners, but he's a lefty. This will be a lot tougher for Urquieta. Here's Valderrama. The pitch squaring to bunt, and he takes it for a strike on an excellent changeup. Valderrama was 0 for 2 against Daniels on Wednesday. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering, and the curveball is up and in. And the count levels at 1-1 to the Skyview outfielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mustangs committed 1 error on Wednesday. Now they've equaled that, squaring to bunt, and takes the changeup for a strike down the middle at the knees. Ball 1, strike 2 to Ricardo Valderrama. Just underway from Eddie Underwood American Legion Field. 2-step lead at first for Contreras. Throw over that way and back in easily. Yeah, the Mustangs are not going to get the pickoffs that they did on Wednesday. Impossible to get 3. Hard enough to get 1. The pitch and the curveball. Boy, it must have been a little bit high and inside. That looked close. In fact, Gadlito missed his spot as Schneider set up on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-step lead for Contreras at first. Urquieta delivers. Fastball is upstairs. It's 3-2. Yeah, we anticipate this will be a lot longer than the hour 13 affair we had on Wednesday. 3 balls and 2 strikes with Kenny Chavez on deck. Urquieta stretches. Throw back to first and back in easily. Is Contreras doesn't have much of a lead. Awaiting the 3-2 is the right-handed hitter Ricardo Valderrama. The pitch swung on and foul back. Now, even though Skyview was routed by Fort Morgan on Wednesday, they are a 7-1 team. We'll do another 3-2 pitch to Ricardo Valderrama. There it is. And the changeup is down and in, and the first 2 have reached for the Wolverines. They did not have 2 in a row reach on Wednesday. They've accomplished that already in the first inning. Here's Kenny Chavez. Chavez had a base hit. He was also picked off a couple of times by Daniels, hitting with an open stance. Let's see if he's bunting, by the way, to get those runners over with the cleanup hitter coming up. And the pitch swung on and popped up in a shallow center field. Daniels with a long run's not going to get to that baseball. Feels it on a hop. He might be able to throw to third on 1 hop, and Cosman's got it. Oh, he was off the bag. Apparently Cosman was off the bag for the force. It looked like his foot was on the bag, but they're going to say it was off the bag. Wow. He didn't have to tag him. That looked like a force. So it's going to go as a base hit as Daniels threw to third because the runners held up. Yeah, that one I don't understand whatsoever. I thought for sure that he was out at third on the force. Because, again, it was a pop fly. That's a force play. I'm still baffled by that call. And the pitch to Behringer. Swung on, driven down the left field line. That's going to drop for a base hit. One run is going to score. Around third is Valderrama. Throw to the plate goes through, and the throw to third now, and that goes into left field and backed up by Kenny Keller. Advancing to second is Behringer on a 2-run single, and Skyview leads in the top of the first 2-0. So Skyview certainly looking to make up for what happened on Wednesday, and they're off to an excellent start. And now that'll bring up Brian Gutierrez. And certainly Fort Morgan did not expect this type of onslaught this early. Here's the wind by Urquieta, the pitch. And the changeup is a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Urquieta gets the sign. And the pitch. In the dirt with a breaking ball. The count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, second and third, and still nobody out in this top of the first inning. Pitch is swung on and foul back. Again, went with a changeup. And the count moves to 1-2 on Brian Gutierrez. The infield is playing back. They just want outs at this point. After Brandon Behringer delivered a 2-run single. And the offering. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner at the knees. Excellent pitch by Carlito Urquieta. And there's 1 down. Well, it took a little while to get that first out, but the Mustangs finally got it. 1 down for the 5th place hitter, the opposing pitcher, Jose Esquivel. Another right-handed hitter. Out of the windup is Urquieta. Swung on and grounded left side. Cosman is going to field. Runners hold. Throw to first is going to be low. And it skips by the first baseman, Cage. Scoring is Chavez. And the courtesy runner to third. And Cosman has committed 2 errors in the opening inning. No RBI. On just a very sloppy throw. Didn't get it to the first baseman. And to second is Esquivel. Here's Diego Vigil. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. That might score another run. And throwing to first and in time is going to be Shurtleff. Courtesy runner scores. It's 4-0. Esquivel held up at second. So here we go as we continue in this inning with 2 down. The pitch. A strike on the slow curveball to Diego Mireles, the 8th hitter of the inning. With Skyview in the lead by a score of 4-0. Stretch and the pitch down and away. And that moves the count to 1-1. Looking back, Urquieta. And the offering. Swung on and popped up in foul territory. The first baseman, Cage, backs up and makes the catch. And that does it here in the first inning for Skyview. However, the Mustangs, with a lot of help, contributing to Skyview's cause as the Wolverines score 4 runs. And they do it on 2 hits, 2 errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Skyview 4, and the Mustangs are coming to bat right here on B106 and B106.com. Time for the Mustangs to do some work here in the bottom of the first inning, trailing by a score of 4-0. Mustang starting lineup brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about their story of commitment at Cargill.com. Strong lineup for the Mustangs as Kyle Daniels will be batting first ahead of Trevor Shurtleff. And Austin Cosman will get to the rest of the lineup here coming momentarily. With Joey Schneider, of course, to hit fourth. Against the right-hander, Jose Esquivel. Hitting from the left side. 556 hitter is Daniels. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. One ball and no strikes. The big right-hander delivers. And that is a little bit high as well. Makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. To Kyle Daniels here in the bottom of the first inning. With the Mustangs trailing 4-0. And the pitch. That fastball's up and away. 3-0. Yeah, Mustangs will take it at this point. Just looking for base runners. They were down 4-0 on Monday to Englewood, then scored 23 of the next 25 runs. Carlito Urquiera, Kenny Keller, Nate Cage, Bladen Pollitt, Trey McBride, 5 through 9 in the lineup, and that is high. And that was pretty easy. Daniels did not do anything but just stand there. Here's Shurtleff hitting just under 400. You got a lot of guys in the 300s for Fort Morgan. And we know that with Daniels, he can run. So he's going to take the lead here from first and see if he takes off anytime soon. Because even down by this many, they stay aggressive because it's early in the game. Throw back to first, back in standing is Daniels. Yeah, this already you can tell is a slower pace to what we saw on Wednesday. The stretch by Esquivel. And the pitch. And that's a strike, a fastball down the middle, belt high. No balls and 1 strike to the shortstop, Trevor Shurtleff. First-year starter for Fort Morgan. Throw back to first, back in diving is Daniels. So we'll see another 0-1, or the next 0-1. We haven't seen it yet. Just throws back to first. The big right-hander, Esquivel, stretches. Big lead over there, and the pitch squaring to bunt. Fastball's high. Throw back to first. Bat Daniels back in diving. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Brush leading Strasburg 5-0 going to the third. In the resumption of that suspended game in Strasburg, that's a huge lead for Daniels over there. Let's see if Esquivel throws over. He does not. And the breaking ball is up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Skyview scored 4 runs in the first inning on a couple of hits and a couple of errors. Mustangs looking to counter here in the bottom of the first, as they try to improve to 32-0 in Colorado 7 league play since the beginning of the 2013 season. Pitch to Shurtleff, runner goes, swung on line, down the right field line, foul. And the count. Boy, Coach Hale tried to sell that at first, but it was foul by about 3 feet. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Shurtleff tried to go the other way. Daniels again off of first. And Esquivel works methodically. No one doubted this game is twice as long time-wise as the one we saw on Wednesday. And the 2-2. Swung on and fouled straight back. A fastball up in the zone, and Shurtleff got a piece of it. So it remains at 2-2. To Shurtleff. B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs, from clogged drains to a major construction project. They're at 522-3828. Nobody out, bottom of the first inning. Esquivel. Long pause. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up into center. Should be a routine play for Contreras. Comes in, makes the one-handed catch, and there's 1 down. 1 down for Austin Cosman. who has done nothing but destroy the baseball this year with a .590 average, leads the team in that category, as well as the 11 RBIs, as well as the 23 hits. He's on pace for over 40, which in a 19-game season would be remarkable. The right-handed hitting third baseman with a slightly closed stance awaits the pitch from Esquivel, and the breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Now, we've already played 16 minutes. It seems like longer than that. If pace of play was a concern in this game, then they'd have some issues. Daniels with a 4-step lead, throw back to first, back in diving for the junior Daniels. Cosman steps back in. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Esquivel stretches, and the pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner. It got a piece of the corner on that fastball. The count levels at 1-1. Now, Cosman likes to hit straight away and pull the ball. Doesn't go the other way a ton. He's got the ability. But he's got lots of power to left and center. And Daniels has a humongous lead over there. He's got to be taking off with that lead. He does. Curveball is popped up. Daniels has to go back into shallow right field. Garcia's coming, still coming. Makes the catch. And there's 2 down. As Cosman got underneath it. And that will send up Joey Schneider hitting .324. So Schneider steps in for Fort Morgan. Schneider had the RBI triple to get Fort Morgan on the board on Wednesday in the first inning. And Daniels now with a sizable lead once again. In the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. Count is at no balls and 1 strike. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacked in your hunting and fishing licenses. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. The Mustangs are looking for their 10th win of the year. But they trail in the bottom of the first inning 4-0 against Skyview, a team they beat 10-0 on Wednesday. Behringer lays down the sign. The stretch by the big right-hander. And the 0-1. Fastball is outside. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike on Joey Schneider. Mustangs have 3 games next week, as was the case this week. Of course, the non-conference game on Monday against Erie. Our next game will be on Wednesday here against Vista Peak at 4 o'clock. And the offering. Curveball is hit off the end of the bat, foul down the first base side. Count moves to 1-2. The Mustangs are making some contact, but just cannot find the thick part of the bat. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. With a man at first in the bottom of the first. And Schneider will resettle into the box. Daniels stretches out the lead once again. He's taken off a couple of times, but both resulted in pop-ups, and he had to go back to first. Schneider awaits the pitch. And Daniels goes. Curveball is swung on and driven into center field. On comes Contreras, and he makes the running catch. And the inning is over. No runs for Fort Morgan. No hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the second. It's Skyview 4 and the Mustangs nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. We head to the second inning in Fort Morgan, where the Mustangs trail the Skyview Wolverines 4-0. And Carlito Urquiera will face the 9 1-2 hitters, Isaiah Garcia, Esquid Contreras, and Ricardo Valderrama. One of Skyview's 2 hits in the opening inning was a 2-run single by Behringer. And they got here late. Now we're waiting for Garcia to get to the plate. Come on. What's this kid waiting for? I mean, it's not like the warm-ups are any different in this game than any game. And you expect that in Little League, not at the high school level where the umpire has to almost run you down to get you to the plate. Here's the wind and pitch. Change up, a strike at the knees on the inside corner. It's 0-1. To Isaiah Garcia. And the offering. Over but low. And the count levels at 1-1 strike. Urquieta gets the sign in the pitch. Swung on and tapped slowly. Foul down the third base side. It went off the hitter's foot. Count moves to 1-2. On Isaiah Garcia. Yeah, baseball can be like this. You have those games that go by quickly when the pitchers work fast. Esquivel works very, very deliberately for Skyview. Urquieta works a little bit faster for Fort Morgan. The offering. Swung on line foul. Off to the right. Count remains at 1-2 to Isaiah Garcia. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded left side, and the hole is Shortliff at short, and the long throw is in time. As Shortliff retires Garcia, there's one down. Mustangs need the defense. They did not get in the opening frame. Here's Contreras. Contreras reached on an error in the first. As he steps in with one out and the base is empty. Wind and pitch. And the slow curve is up and in. One ball and no strikes. And the offering. Changeup is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch is swung on and lined into left center field. That is a base hit. And Contreras is on base now twice. That'll send up Valderrama. He walked his first time up. And he later scored in the inning on the Behringer 2-run single. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on. That's line towards left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Urquieta. And then the throw to second. They got him on the force. So no base hit. That'll be a fielder's choice. Contreras froze thinking that maybe Keller was going to make the catch. So that'll go as a fielder's choice. 7-4. A very odd play. But the Mustangs will take it 2 down. Here's Chavez. He singled. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play. Yeah, that's just not very good base running at all. And against the Mustangs, you don't run the bases too well, and you reduce the rallies. The stretch by Urquieta and the pitch. Swung on. That is popped down the right field line. That's going to be trouble if it's fair, and it is foul. So it's 0-2 to Kenny Chavez. With Valderrama at first. Valderrama not too happy that he was essentially robbed of a hit by his own teammate. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch by Urquieta. And the offering. Swung on. That's line towards right field. And coming in is McBride. He plays it on 1 hop. And with 2 down, Valderrama was taking off from first. Should be 3 hits in the inning, but only 2. And that extends the frame for Brandon Behringer, who had that 2-run single to score the first of Skyview's 4 runs, I should say. So he will now bat. And Urquieta does not have his good stuff today. They're not hitting him super hard, but just well enough. The pitch swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Meanwhile, Brush's lead is down to 5-4 going into the 4th inning. In Strasburg in that game, resuming that suspended game from April 2nd. And the 0-1 swung on, driven foul off to the right and out of play on a pitch that was up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to the Skyview catcher. 4-0 Skyview in the top of the 2nd inning in Fort Morgan. Valderrama off of second, Chavez at first. Schneider lays down the sign. Urquieta looks back. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is outside. It is 1-2. Urquieta's thrown 35 pitches already. 25 for strikes, but too many of them have been good strikes. Pitches that are very hittable. One and two, the stretch. And the offering. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains at 1-2 to Behringer. The runners take their leads. Big lead at second there for Valderrama. He's got some speed. The trail runner Chavez at first also can run. And the 1-2 offering. Way outside, not even close. Now Schneider set up out there, but if Urquieta hits him out there, it's not going to be even a thought for the umpire to call that a strike. He's just so far off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 4-0 Skyview in the top of the 2nd inning. Urquieta with a pitch. Swung on and driven in the air to right center field. Kyle Daniels with a long run, still running, and makes the catch. And that does it for Skyview in the top half of the 2nd inning. They do not score. They get a couple of hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's Skyview 4, Fort Morgan nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. Carlito Urquieta, Kenny Keller, and Nate Cage to begin the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Fort Morgan trails 4-0 to Skyview. And the pitch from Esquivel is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Carlito drove in 3 runs on Wednesday in the 10-0 win. Line and offering. Swung on and fouled back. Levels the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. To the Mustang pitcher. Line and offering. And that curveball is upstairs. 2-1. Daniels led off with a walk, but he was stranded at first. That's very rare that happens to the Mustangs. As neither of the next 3 hitters could deliver, they all popped up. 2 balls and 1 strike to Carlito. Esquivel gets the sign. Kicks and fires. Swung on in line towards shallow right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And the Mustangs have their first hit of the game as it was delivered by Carlito Urquieta. And that'll send up Kenny Keller. Keller with lots of speed, without a doubt. He gets on base. He can really make it tough for an opposing defense. The stretch by Esquivel. Keller awaits. Fastball is up and in. Yeah, since we've seen Keller, he's really worked opposing pitchers into rather deep counts as well. 4-0 Skyview. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. Throw back to first, back in diving is Carlito. And he's made several moves over there. Esquivel has. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Esquivel's thrown only 22 pitches, but he's thrown about 5 or 6 over to first base. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, popped up into foul territory. There's a play for the first baseman, Vigil. He makes the catch. And there's 1 down. And that is 4 pop-ups induced by Jose Esquivel. Mustangs cannot get on top of many of those pitches. Here's Nate Cage. Cage hitting .346 coming into the game. Yeah, just struggling. Even the base hit by Carlito, didn't hit it hard. He just placed it perfectly. Behringer lays down the sign. Stretched by Esquivel, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball up and in. Had no chance of that one. It's 0-1. As Cage helped out the opposing pitcher. No balls, 1 strike. Behringer lays down the sign. The stretch, throw back to first, back in diving is Carlito. Yeah, Fort Morgan came out flat with the 2 errors in the top of the first inning. Cage with a close stance, that back foot further away from the plate than the front foot. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Esquivel delivers, runner goes, and that's taken for a strike. The throw on a hop, the tag, and he's going to be out by a mile. Carlito is out, caught stealing as the tag was applied. And that tag was applied by the shortstop, Kenny Chavez. And now it's no balls and 2 strikes to Cage. Out of the windup is Esquivel. And the pitch. Slow curve is grounded to third on 2 big hops for Mireles. Throws to first. And that's it for the Mustangs in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the bases were left empty. We had third in Fort Morgan. And Skyview 4, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back at Legion Field on the first pitch of the third inning. Brian Gutierrez lines it down the left field line for a base hit. That's 5 hits now for Skyview in the game. They lead 4-0. Here's Jose Esquivel. He reached on an error on the third baseman Cosman, 1 of 2 that he committed in the opening inning. Stretched by Urquieta. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he lays it down the third baseline. That's a good one. Cosman fields sidearms to first, and that is in time. The sacrifice is successful as Gutierrez moves into scoring position. For Diego Vigil, he grounded out to the shortstop Shirtliff in his first at bat. But there is no doubt that Carlito has not gotten into a rhythm. Throwing strikes, but not quality strikes. The pitch and the curveball is a beauty. That might have been the best pitch he's thrown. On the inside corner, it's 0-1. Certainly not a power pitcher. Tries to keep the opposing hitters off balance. No balls, 1 strike. And the offering. Fouled at the plate. 1 with a fastball, it's 0-2. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu. Stop by the campus for a personal advising session. Imagine your possibilities. Believe in yourself and achieve your goals at Morgan Community College. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Slow curve is popped into center. Daniels is right there. 4 steps in, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Back to second is Gutierrez. And here is Diego Mireles. He popped to first to end the first. The pitch Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to Mireles. With Gutierrez at second. Carlito looks back. And the offering. Curveball is swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Count is at 1-1. To Diego Mireles. Skyview scored all their runs in the opening frame. Schneider lays down the sign. The stretch. Big lead at second, the pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Isaiah Garcia, the 9th place hitter's on deck. 1 pitch away is Urquieta from getting out of this mini jam. 1-2. And the offering in the dirt on the fastball, blocked beautifully by Schneider. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 down, 1 on in the third inning. Urquieta comes home. And that curveball is down and away. Very close. 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes on Mireles. Carlito stretches. And the pitch. Swung on and tapped foul down the third base side. Count remains at 3-2. Rockies have a 5-1 lead in the 7th on the Cubs. That game on our sister station, 1010 KSIR. It'll be another 3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and Mireles strikes out on a pitch up and in. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the third inning in Fort Morgan. It's Skyview 4, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com. Bladen Pollitt will lead it off for Fort Morgan. Here in the bottom half of the third inning, as they trail by a score of 4-0, swung on and popped up in a shallow left center field. There's a long run, and the ball is going to be caught out there by Contreras. In shallow left center field as Pollitt is out number 1. And the Mustangs have hit lots of things in the air. I mean, almost nothing on the ground. 1 down for Trey McBride, hitting .429 on the year. He's got the only 2 home runs the team has hit this season. Wind and pitch, and the curveball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Jose Esquivel, the tall right-hander, he's got to weigh at least 260, 270. He's a big man. The pitch, fastball down and away. And the count is at 2-0 to Trey McBride. Hitting from the right side, the Mustangs have not strung together 2 base runners. Wind and offering. Fastball is high. 3 balls and no strikes. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan with financial solutions for you. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. 3 balls and no strikes and a pitch. Fastball, that's a strike. On the outside corner, it's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. And the offering. And the curveball is outside. And McBride walks. That'll send up Kyle Daniels. He walked to begin the bottom of the first inning. And there's no doubt that the Mustangs need him on now. They've been unable to capitalize on any opportunities. Esquivel, who's issued 2 walks in this game. Stretches. And the pitch is a strike. With a fastball in the inner half, it's 0-1. 4-0 Skyview here in the bottom half of the third. The stretch by Esquivel. And the pitch swung on and driven into the right center field gap. That ball's going to roll for a base hit. And Daniels around first, headed for second. To third is McBride. And now the Mustangs have 2 runners in scoring position for Trevor Shirtliff. As Kyle Daniels did what he does best, he delivers. Well, let's see if Trevor can drive at least 1 in. And finally, a Mustang got on top of a pitch instead of popping it up. That had been a big issue. The stretch and the pitch to Shirtliff. Fastball is away. Shirtliff popped to center. Oh, they call that a strike? Wow. Well, apparently it was a strike. Man, that's crazy. I didn't even look that close. And the offering. Well, that's extremely high. Count is level at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. With 2 on. And the Mustangs trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the third inning in Fort Morgan. At third is McBride. Daniels at second. Shirtliff is the hitter. Esquivel, the right-hander. Delivers. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. 1-2. A little bit out in front of that pitch. 1-2 on Shirtliff, looking for the RBI. Ground ball will get it done unless it's back to the pitcher. Long pause, and the pitch swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Contreras coming on to his left, makes the catch. McBride is going to tag. The throw to the plate is up the first base side. McBride slides in safely. The third is Daniels. It's a sac fly for Trevor Shirtliff, and the Mustangs now trail 4-1 in the bottom half of the third inning. Good aggressive base running by Trevor. Make it Trey McBride. Here is Austin Cosman, who popped up his first time out. Fort Morgan is now, and Cosman leads the team with 11 RBIs. The stretch and pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Fort Morgan's got the capability of a big inning, but looks at this point they're just trying to chip away. Nice and easy. Step off by Esquivel. Threw over to third and nothing doing there. 1 ball and no strikes to Austin Cosman. Mustangs trying to cut this deficit from 4-0 to 4-2. It's 4-1 right now. Cosman awaits the pitch, and he swings and fouls it straight back on a ball that got in on the fists. And that levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Cosman, the team leader in 2 major offensive categories. At least 2. That'd be batting average and RBIs. Probably the leader in on-base percentage as well, though we don't have that figure. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, 1 in, 2 down. Behringer lays down the sign. Esquivel, the big right-hander, comes home. Swung on, that is popped up in the infield on the right side. The first baseman, Vigil, makes the catch. And that does it for Fort Morgan in the bottom half of the third inning, as Skyview scores a run. And the Wolverines get that run, or check that, the Mustangs score a run. What am I thinking? They do it on a base hit, no errors, and a man left. 3 complete. It's Skyview 4, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. We head to the 4th inning in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs trail Skyview by a score of 4-1. It'll be Isaiah Garcia, Eswir Contreras, and Ricardo Valderrama against the right-hander Urquieta. The pitch, and the fastball is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and one strike. Swung on and tapped foul off to the right. 0-2 to Garcia. He grounded out to the shortstop Shirtliff in his first at bat. Carlitos done a nice job since struggling in the first inning. The pitch swung on and tapped slowly down the third baseline. Tough play for Cosman. On the run, fires to first. In time, he got him. Excellent play by Austin Cosman. He threw a bullet over there to the first baseman cage, and there's one down. That was not easy, but the senior third baseman made the play. And here's Contreras, who's reached on an error and singled. And plays like that will keep the Mustangs right in this game, trailing by 3 in the fourth inning. And, yeah, the Skyview manager, the head coach, doesn't like that, but unless Cage was off the bag, that throw beat him. That throw clearly beat him. So here is Contreras stepping in with an open stance. Line and pitch. Slow curve is a beauty. Down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. At 815 Fremont, call them 867-8261. That pitch is fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes to Eswir Contreras. Line and pitch. Swung on and driven into the right center field gap. And McBride is going to have to play it on a hop. It's a base hit. The 6th hit of the game for Skyview, and it comes with 1 down in this bottom half or this top half of the fourth inning. Carlito still looking for that 1-2-3 inning. Here is Valderrama. He walked and then hit what supposedly was a base hit into left field. But the man ahead of him was forced out at second, and Contreras throw back to first, and Contreras back in. Starting to cool down a little bit. Might actually have to go for the jacket, the stretch, and the offering. And the slow curve is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, I don't think we're getting only 5 innings out of this game. This is going to go the distance the way it's headed. The stretch. Throw back to first. A low throw dug out by Cage. And again, in a hitter's count is Valderrama, 1-0. And Urquieta comes home. The breaking ball's in the dirt, way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Got to watch out now if you're Fort Morgan. 2-0, the stretch by Urquieta. And the pitch. Fastball is high. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Let's see if we can throw him a strike here. He'll step off. Yeah, he was getting into a rhythm, but now he's out of that rhythm altogether. 3-0. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike. Belt high, and it's 3-1. With a man on first and 1 down. Here in the top half of the fourth inning, 4-1. Skyview is in the lead. And that pitch is fouled, a check swing. That might have been off the knob of the bat, a very strange check swing there. So now it's 3-2. If he could come back and get this hitter, that'd be huge. 3-2 to Valderrama, throw back to first, and nothing doing there. Yeah, you can't put yourself in a hole right after you've scored. The stretch and the offering. Fastball inside, and he walked him. That'll bring up Kenny Chavez, who has singled twice. So this is a critical hitter that Urquiera's got to retire. The Mustangs at double play death, but lots of speed here on the base pass. And the offering. The curveball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs have trailed since the opening frame when Skyview scored all their runs. And now they're threatening again. 1-0. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. McBride comes on. He's got to play it on a hop. It's a base hit. And the runners will advance 1 base at a time. To third is Contreras. To second is Valderrama. And the bases are loaded. And it's Brandon Behringer who had that 2-run single in the opening frame. And now Fort Morgan really needs a double play at this point. If not, they don't waste the run they scored, but essentially Skyview gets it right back. Now let's see what they can figure out here against Behringer. Stretch and pitch, and he swings and fouls it off the end of the bat behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. And we're nearly halfway through. And Skyview in a position to extend their first inning lead. And the offering is in the dirt on the changeup. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. And the other question is, how much longer does Urquiera have left? Has no shutdown innings today. He's doing a better job after the first, but got to get out of this one. He threw that one in the dirt, skips away, racing for the plate is Contreras. He scores in a wild pitch. Now the throw is down the first baseline, and no other runners advance after the initial wild pitch, and it's 5-1 Skyview. And again, and it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Behringer. Keep in mind, Fort Morgan has never lost in the Colorado 7 League. That now is in jeopardy. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded for a base hit into center field. 1 run is in. Chavez around third. Throw to the plate is up the third baseline. It's a 2-run single for Behringer. And he now has 4 RBIs in the game, and Skyview leads 7-1. Wow. This after the victory, the 10-0 win on Wednesday by Fort Morgan. Different story now. We have a visit to the Hill. Let's see if Carlito is just going to get a mild talking to at this point. Because now the Mustangs are in a huge hole. A humongous hole. They haven't seen a hole like this maybe ever in the Colorado 7 League. They've been down, but this late in the game by 6 runs. And this Skyview team, I mean, you had to take them seriously. They were undefeated going into the game on Wednesday. And once the Mustangs spanked them, I'm sure they were thinking, we're going to come back and get this team. And that's exactly what they've done. 1 on, and that's a courtesy runner at first and a step off. And Ryan Gutierrez is now the hitter. Gutierrez has struck out and singled. The stretch and the offering. And the slow curve is a strike. That got the top of the strike zone. Count is at no balls and 1 strike. To Gutierrez, the pitch swung on and lifted into foul territory. Cage, the first baseman, backs up. and makes the catch. 2 down. And that'll bring up Jose Esquivel, the opposing pitcher, who now has a 6-run lead to work with. And he'd like to work with an even bigger advantage if he can. The pitch by Urquieta. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Carlito. And the offering. Swung on and popped up and out of play. Over the press box, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and hit weakly right back to Urquieta. He will throw to first, and that will retire the side. However, Skyview in the inning scores 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. Time to get to work for the Mustangs. They trail 7-1 after 3.5 on B106 and B106.com. Joey Schneider will lead off for Fort Morgan in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch in the dirt skips away. The Mustangs trail Skyview 7-1 in Fort Morgan. Rockies just won, I believe, 5-1 was that final score at Coors Field. Against the Chicago Cubs, Rockies now at 4-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Schneider. And the pitch. The breaking ball is in the dirt. 2-0 from Jose Esquivel. Digging in a Schneider. Ahead in the count at 2-0. And the pitch outside. He's already walked a couple. 3-0 Schneider popped up in his opening at bat to center. The Mustangs have hit a lot in the air, and that's been part of the problem. And the 3-0 pitch. A strike on the outer half. 3-1. On Joey Schneider. Out of the windup is Esquivel. And the offering. Slow curve has popped up into right field. Isaiah Garcia to his left makes the catch, and there's 1 down. The Mustangs just do not have their timing in this game. Here's Carlito Urquieta. Now he's singled. The Mustangs have just 2 hits in a game, and Skyview's got 8. Trying to split the series with Fort Morgan. Here's the wine and offering in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Laying down the sign is Behringer. And the pitch. A strike. On the outside corner that levels the count at 1-1. And the offering. Curveball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 1 to Urquieta. With nobody on base in this inning. The wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. Two and two. I'm telling you, this is getting troublesome for the Mustangs. They're not showing any signs of life here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. In the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing by 6. The pitch by Esquivel. Swung on and grounded a second. To his right is Gutierrez. Sidearms to first. There's 2 down. Well, they got to this game about 20-some-odd minutes before it started. Figuring, well, I don't know. Why are they getting here so late? And maybe that's a strategy that worked. I don't know if it was a strategy. It just looks good right now. Kenny Keller steps in. He popped the first in his first at bat. And the opening pitch to Keller's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 innings have been hard to come by. Neither team has had one, but this is the first opportunity. Right now, Skyview can put it together for Esquivel. Takes it down the middle for a strike. And the count levels at 1-1 to Kenny Keller. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch swung on tap foul. Count moves to 1-2. On Keller. Laying down the sign is Behringer. And the pitch outside with a fastball. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here with 2 down and the bases empty. Here's the wind and offering in the dirt. Ball 3, strike 2 to Keller. Rush B Diggers now with an 8-4 lead going into the 7th. And that game in Strasburg, the resumption of the suspended game. Well, Keller doesn't want to make this a 1-2-3 inning, trying to get on base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the 4th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Keller goes down on strikes. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jose Esquivel. Let's head to the 5th inning. And the scores, Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. Well, we're down to our final 3 innings, and Skyview leads Fort Morgan 7-1. No balls and 1 strike after a foul ball here. Urquieta delivers a slow curveball, grounded left side. The shortstop Shirtliff has it, throws to first, and that BB is out number 1. In the top half of the 5th inning. Shirtliff records the out. And again, Fort Morgan has not recorded a 1-2-3 inning. So still looking for the first. And the offering. Slow curve is grounded down the third baseline. Backhanded by Cosman. He fires to first in time. Nice stretch. Over there by Nate Cage. So Vigil was retired by Shirtliff. And then on that play, Mireles was retired by Cosman. That's 2 down on 3 pitches. And here's Isaiah Garcia. The pitch is swung on, and that is tapped out towards the pitcher. Urquieta fires to first, and that's it. On 4 pitches, the Mustangs get out of that one. Well, they didn't get out of anything. There was no jam whatsoever. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Fort Morgan, 7-1 Skyview as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch to Nate Cage is a fastball low. 9 outs remaining, but the Mustangs are hoping for a big rally against this Skyview team as Jose Esquivel is doing his job out there. The pitch, fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Cage, who's 0 for 1. He's grounded out. Esquivel has limited his pitches. He's just over the 50 pitch mark. And the 2-0 offering. That is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And the count moves to 2-1. 7, 8, and 9 for Fort Morgan in the bottom of the fifth. Fastball is upstairs. 3-0. So both Urquieta, Fort Morgan, and Esquivel of Skyview had 1, 2, 3 innings in their most recent innings, but now Esquivel's in trouble, down 3-0 to Nate Cage to begin the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's the wind and pitch, and that is over but low. It's a walk. But again, can the Mustangs string together 2 in a row? And here is Bladen Pollitt. Steps in, he popped out in his opening at bat. And running at first for the Mustangs, Angel Abrego. And as is always the case, the home plate umpire is going to take his time and make sure he makes that change on the scorecard. Before we move on in the game. So here's Pollitt hitting with an open stance. If the Mustangs can get around to Cosman, that'd be a good sign. And I think we got a balk. Yep, Esquivel balked. Not sure exactly what he did there. But the second now is Abrego. Yeah, you need a run or two in this inning. And now the head coach of the Wolverines wants a clarification. Looked like he was bobbling on the hill a little bit. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. So now the Mustangs are threatening with Pollitt at the plate. The stretch by Esquivel and the pitch, and that pitch is up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Pollitt now in a hitter's count, a slight hitter's count at 1-0. The stretch and the offering. Up and in again. Man. And all of a sudden, Esquivel can't find the strike zone at all. He looked so good in the previous inning. But now, the Mustangs are just waiting at the plate. No need to swing if that's going to be the result. 2 balls and no strikes. Fort Morgan trails by a score of 7-1. They have never lost a Colorado 7 league game, and now there's a visit to the Hill. And Esquivel, who was really in command for a while, now he's got to wonder how he lost it so quickly. And I shouldn't say he's been in great command because he's thrown 64 pitches, 33 strikes, and 31 balls. But he's allowed just 2 hits. While Skyview's got 8 in the game. So again, Abrego at second after the leadoff hitter Cage walked, and this is a long, long conversation. And the home plate umpire is going to break this thing up. And as soon as he gets out there, coach turns around. He's buying as much time as possible. That's pretty obvious. So here is Pollitt with a 2-0 count. The stretch. And the offering. Right down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1. With McBride waiting to hit next. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pollitt at 0 for 1. The Mustangs looking for their second run of the game. They could use a base hit right now. And that pitch is a strike as well, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Took a nice hack at that one. We are in the 5th inning. Just still surprising that Fort Morgan is even in this position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The stretch by Esquivel. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded down the third base line, and it stays fair. Long throw to first on the run is going to be in time for the opening out. An excellent play over there by Diego Mireles. And Abrego had to hold up at second. And you've got to credit this team from Skyview. They're just making the plays right now. And Trey McBride, who walked, will now bat for Fort Morgan. Yeah, you make the plays, you got to tip your hat. McBride, the freshman right fielder, awaits the pitch. Esquivel delivers. Swing and a miss in a fastball that was above the letters. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Mustangs are in a hitting slump today against Esquivel. This guy's just playing good at this point. Laying down the sign is Behringer. And the 0-1. Fisted in the air down the right side into foul territory, and it's 0-2. As Vigil gave chase. And Esquivel lost it for about a hitter and a half, but he's recovered nicely. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 5th inning in Fort Morgan. Skyview with a 7-1 lead. They scored 4 runs in the first, and then 3 more in the fourth off Carlito Urquiera. Esquivel settles back on the rubber. McBride awaits the 0-2 pitch. Abrego leads off of second. And here it is. Swung on and popped up into foul territory, out of play on the third base side. So it stays at 0-2. And just one big hit. The Mustangs have a single from Urquiera and a double from Kyle Daniels. That's it. They've been held in check in this game. Now we'll see another 0-2 to McBride. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is away. It is 1-2 to Trey McBride. And an Esquivel, I think he's working even slower and slower now. He's a big guy, and the big guys usually take their time between pitches. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. And the pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. Moves the count to 2-2. That's sometime today. That's what you're waiting on. I mean, you could almost count close to 30 seconds in between each pitch. That's a long time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if McBride can deliver in this situation. And the offering. And in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher, Behringer. On the wild pitch, Abrego to third. And 3-2 on McBride. Good time to deliver for McBride right now. He did homer, by the way, on Wednesday in that 10-0 victory by the Mustangs. Doesn't need one now, just needs something positive. 3-2 to McBride with 1 down to the man at third. Behringer lays down the sign. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and popped up in the infield on the right side. The first baseman, Vigil, ranging in and along the line makes the catch. And there's 2 down, and once again, Fort Morgan has hit a pop-up. Very little on the ground. But they do have their second best hitter average-wise at the plate now in Kyle Daniels. Daniels has walked and doubled. Every time Esquivel needs to make a good pitch, he does it. Here's the stretch by Esquivel, the big right-hander. And the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. To Kyle Daniels. Laying down the sign is Behringer. And the offering. Swung on, chopped over the middle. The second baseman, Gutierrez, to his right, sidearms to first. And that's it. Daniels is retired, as are the Mustangs. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left at third. We've got 2 innings to go. And the Mustangs trail Skyview 7-1 on B106 and B106.com. All right, and the Mustangs find themselves down here by a score of 7-1 to Skyview. As we head to the top of the 6th inning. And the new pitcher now is Shirtliff. The pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wind and offering. One behind him. Count is level at 1-1. To the opening hitter. Fastball outside corner. And it is strike 2. This is Eswir Contreras, who is 2 for 3 in the game. Wind and pitch. Fastball outside. Sure loves to work quickly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded to second. Should be a routine play for Pollitt. Throws to first, and there's 1 down. 1 down for Ricardo Valderrama. Valderrama is 0 for 1 in the game. As he will step in here against Shirtliff. Here's the wind and pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike. Down the middle, it's 0-1. He walked, hit into a fielder's choice, which was a 7-4 fielder's choice, and walked again. Outside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Outside. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the offering is fouled off to the right. So it remains at 1-2 to Ricardo Valderrama. And the pitch is way outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. The base is empty in the 6th inning. And the offering swung on line foul. Moves the count to 2-2. Wind and pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. Two balls and 3-2. The pitch swung on, tap foul. It remains at 3-2 here to Valderrama. Three balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside. He walked him. Oh, 1 on, 1 out. And now the next hitter is going to ground it up the middle. Stepping on second is Urquieta. Throw to first. Double play. Kenny Chavez is doubled up. Chavez is doubled up, and the Mustangs get out of that one. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Now let us head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the score is Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. All right, Mustangs, time to get to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Skyview leads Fort Morgan 7-1. And right-hander Jose Esquivel has gone the distance. He's thrown 76 pitches. Trevor Shurtleff, Austin Cosman, and Joey Schneider, 2, 3, and 4. The pitch swung on line to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's Fort Morgan's 3rd hit of the game. That'll bring up Cosman. Yeah, this is the inning. This has got to be the inning for the Mustangs, considering they're running out of time, or running out of outs, I should say. Cosman today is 0 for 2, popped out twice. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by Esquivel. Short lead for Shurtleff. Pitch to Cosman. And he swings and drives it into deep left field. That one is all the way back towards the fence, and it's off the bottom of the fence. Shurtleff around second. He's headed for third. The throw will not be made. It's a double for Austin Cosman. And the Mustangs have second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. He was just about 1.5 feet away from kissing that one goodbye. That sends up Joey Schneider. Cosman now at 1 for 3 after giving that one a ride. Probably saying to himself, where has that been the entire game? Schneider is 0 for 2. He's popped out twice. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is right down the middle for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Schneider. Off of third is Shurtleff. Cosman at second. Nobody out in the 6th inning. And the offering in the dirt with a breaking ball. That levels the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. If this game goes double the amount of time that Wednesday's game won, we'd have to go about another 45 minutes. And a pitch upstairs with a fastball. It is 2-1. And Esquivel at times today has struggled with his control. And the Mustangs, for the most part, have made contact, but not very good contact. Hit a lot of pop-ups. And that pitch is a strike on the outside corner. One with a fastball that time. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joey Schneider. Got to make contact here with runners at second and third and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing by 6. Esquivel looks in. The stretch. And the offering swung on and tapped slowly on the left side. It's off the glove of the pitcher, Esquivel. That'll be an infield hit. The other runners had to hold. It was hit so softly. Really not much he could do. He had to field it cleanly. And the bases are loaded for Fort Morgan. And here is Carlito Urquieta. Right now he's the pitcher of record. He can help change that if he can draw the Mustangs a little bit closer. Again, with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning, Fort Morgan has trailed since the opening frame. And the Mustangs in this inning have picked up 3 hits. The pitch. Fastball is outside. Fort Morgan had 2 hits going into the inning. Urquieta singled and grounded out. Out of the windup with the bases loaded is Esquivel. And the 1-0 swung on and fouled back. The count is at 1-1. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank. When you need banking advice, stop by and see one of their loan officers Monday through Friday, 321 Ensign. Morgan Federal Bank, there is a difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. It is 2-1 to Carlito Urquieta. At the belt, the stretch. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Urquieta waits. Well, here's a big pitch coming up in the game. And the offering outside. 3-2 to Carlito. At third is Shurtleff. Cosman at second. Schneider at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No activity in the Skyview bullpen. They do lead 7-1. This will be the 90th pitch thrown by the right-hander Esquivel. Here it is. Swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside corner. And Urquieta strikes out. 1 down for Kenny Keller. It was popped out and struck out. That's a big out recorded by Esquivel. Every time he's needed those outs, he's been able to come through. Not out of the woods yet. The wind and offering. Fastball is outside. Yeah, you got to score at least 2 runs here, if not more. I mean, this is your shot. 1 ball and no strikes. Keller awaits. Need a big hit right now. The pitch. In the dirt. Skips all the way to the screen. And Shurtleff will score on the wild pitch. And the other runners advance. And it's now 7-2. As the throw got away momentarily. So 2 runners still in scoring position. Keller still with a shot here to deliver. And draw Fort Morgan even closer. 2 balls and no strikes, but you don't want to swing anything that's not really almost perfect at this point. Why? Because you're ahead in the count. And ahead in the count means you take if you have to. 2-0 on Keller. The pitch. And he swings and lines it into left center field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Around third, and scoring is going to be Hector Luna. A 2-run single for Kenny Keller. The Mustangs have played at 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 7-4 Skyview. And the game is changing rather so slowly. Here is Nate Cage. And that 2-0 pitch was right where Keller wanted it. Cage in the game is 0 for 1. He's also walked. Throw back to first, back in diving is Keller, who's got lots of speed over there. Esquivel back on the rubber. With the Mustangs now trailing by 3. This is as close as they've been since the beginning of the game. Swing and a miss. Cage was late on that one. No balls and 1 strike. All of a sudden, this turned into a nice baseball game. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off. Down the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Cage's got to protect. On 0-2. The tying run is on deck if Cage can get on. One down in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Mustangs have plated 3, trail 7-4. The pitch swung on, fisted foul to the screen. So the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Cage digging back in. The stretch by the big right-hander Esquivel, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cage strikes out on a fastball up in the zone. And he's out number 2. Cage very upset with himself. Thought he had it there, but those pitches are tough to hit that high. That'll bring up the freshman Trey McBride. The right fielder steps into the box. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul, and out of play on the slow curveball. No balls and 1 strike. To Trey McBride. McBride. Check, that's Bladen Pollitt. McBride's on deck, all right. And the offering, the fastball's a strike on the outside corner. All right, Pollitt is 0 for 2. He popped out and grounded it out. McBride again is on deck. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. This will be the 100th pitch thrown by Esquivel. And here it is in the dirt with a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, you will at least get to the top of the lineup coming up here at some point soon, whether it be in this inning or in the 7th. Esquivel looks in, and the offering, swing and a miss. Bladen Pollitt strikes out, and the Mustangs are done in the 6th inning. However, they do score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the 7th in Fort Morgan. Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 4. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Here we go to the top half of the 7th inning. And Behringer will now hit for Skyview. 7-4 against Trevor Shurtleff. And the changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes. It was a 7-1 game going into this inning. The pitch, the breaking ball skips in. Yeah, now if you want to stay in this game, you can't allow this team to score at all. 2 balls and no strikes. To Brandon Behringer. He's got 4 RBIs in the game. He's certainly hurt the Mustangs, to say the least. 2-0 pitch. Curveball is lined and caught by the third baseman, Austin Cosman. And there's 1 down. That ball was laced, as Behringer has done in this game. But the play was made by the Fort Morgan third baseman. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss to Brian Gutierrez on the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. Kenny Keller to his left is going to make the 2-handed grab. And there's 2 down. The Mustangs have built some momentum on both sides here. A 4-run first and a 3-run fourth has held up so far for Skyview. Here's Jose Esquivel. Swung on and lifted into right field. McBride to his left along the line. Makes the running catch. And just like that, the Mustangs retire the Wolverines here in the 7th inning. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th. The score, Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 4 on B106 and B106.com. Well, this is it. The Mustangs have what they want. They'll have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. You'll get the Cosman, hopefully, and much more as they trail Skyview here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, trying to avoid their first Colorado 7 League loss ever. The Mustangs are 31-0 in Colorado 7 League play. They were 12-0 in 2013, 12-0 in 2014, 7-0 this year. And Jose Esquivel, who has thrown 101 pitches, will now pitch to Trey McBride, who is 0 for 1. He's walked and popped out. Wind in the pitch. Fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Esquivel ready. And the offering outside. Esquivel in the game has struck out 4 and walked 3. 1-1 to the freshman right fielder McBride. And the offering. And he takes the breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 2, strike 1. Farmer owned with global connections is CHS Grainland. Find them online at grainland.coop. And AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That is AC Ice. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Off the third baseman. Into left field as Mireles could not make the play. That'll be an error on Skyview. And that is Skyview's first error of the game. And the Mustangs now are looking to capitalize on the break. And that'll send up Kyle Daniels, who's walked, doubled, and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. And I think it's just going to be Esquivel's game. Daniels with that big gap in right center field. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball, a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. And one of the reasons the Mustangs have popped up a lot of balls is because they're out in front of many of those change-ups thrown by Esquivel. McBride with a 2-step lead. Esquivel gets the sign. And the right-hander delivers. Curveball is laced down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's foul. Are they going to call it fair? Oh, that ball was clearly foul. To third is McBride. To second is Daniels. That was clearly foul. Holy mahungus. That was foul by a couple of feet. And the home plate umpire called it fair. Wow. I can tell you that was clearly foul. And the Mustangs getting a huge break here. And I don't blame the Skyview coach. There was no way that ball was fair. No way. I had a clear angle from here, and how that was called fair is, to be honest with you, I mean, you love to see the Mustangs get the break. But that was ridiculous. That was even the right fielder, Isaiah Garcia, pointed that was foul. It was foul by at least a foot or 2 feet. So here's Trevor Shurtleff, 1 for 2 with a sac fly. I don't know how you make that call. Again, you want the Mustangs to win, but they got a huge, huge break based on a very bad call. It's no balls and 1 strike. Shurtleff takes a strike. The stretch by the right-hander Esquivel. And the pitch. Swung on and lined to right center field. That's a base hit. Here comes McBride. Daniels to third. It's an RBI single for Trevor Shurtleff. And it's 7-5 Skyview as Shurtleff delivers. And by the way, the Skyview coach did argue that. Austin Cosman doubled in his last at bat. And he will now step in. And still nobody out. Again, Fort Morgan has never lost in Colorado 7 League play, and now we'll have a visit to the Hill with the Mustangs down by 2, and the tying run is at first base. Now, I'll say this, the first base coach, Steve Hale, he keeps selling that. As soon as the ball landed, he pointed fair. He's selling that as a coach, which is extremely intelligent. But it's still up to the umpire to make the right call. And that's why there was an argument out there. That's why the right fielder pointed to foul territory, and the ball was clearly twisting. It was fair when it started, but clearly foul when it landed. So at third is Daniels, Shirtliff at first. The Mustangs trail by 2 with Austin Cosman at the plate. Cosman nearly hit it out his last time up. If he does it here, the Mustangs would win by a run. Esquivel toes the rubber against this Mustang senior third baseman. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle, took something off it. 0-1 to Cosman. I don't know if Shirtliff will be taking off from first. He's got plenty of speed. Behringer's got a strong arm, though. Throw to third, snap throw. Back in diving is Daniels. Yeah, no reason to have a big lead at third. Wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. That run doesn't mean anything compared to the runner at first. 110 pitches thrown by Esquivel. Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 5. First and third, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning in Fort Morgan, and the pitch. And that is over but low with a changeup. And the count levels at 1-1. Brenda Robinette, your Farmers Insurance agent, will provide unique customized coverage at an affordable price. 1 ball, 1 strike. Behringer lays down the sign. And the pitch to Austin Cosman. Runner goes, swung on and missed on the curveball. The throw to second, in on a hop, and in there is Shirtliff. He's safe. The tag was applied by the second baseman, Gutierrez. But he's in there, and now second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. A base hit in the outfield will tie the game. And either Cosman, Schneider, or Urquieta can deliver here. But the Mustangs don't want extra innings. They want to end it right now. Cosman, though, is down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Snap throw to third. And again, Daniels is way too smart to fall for that. They're looking for the cheap out. But Daniels will not allow that to happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cosman. The stretch. And the offering. And the breaking ball is down and away. That barely missed. Oh, that was so close. But Cosman's got a great eye. 2-2 to the senior third baseman. Off of third is Daniels. Shirtliff at second. Esquivel gets the sign from Behringer. And the pitch. Swung on, driven in the air to center field. To his right is Contreras. He makes the catch. The runners will tag. The throw's going towards third. Shirtliff slides in safely. Daniels scores. And on the sacrifice fly by Cosman, it's Skyview 7, Fort Morgan 6. And this crowd is into the game. Without question. And here is Joey Schneider. He's 1 for 3. He's singled in his last at bat. I think they want an appeal, and that's not a bad idea because, and I think they're pointing towards second. Or are they pointing towards third? Yeah, I think they're going to appeal this. Let's see if they throw towards third or second. Not sure what's going to happen here. Nope, just going to go through with it. So here's Schneider, the pitch. In the dirt, but it does not skip away. Blocked by Behringer. 1 ball and no strikes to the senior catcher, Joey Schneider. With 1 down, a man at third in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Mustangs trail by a single run. They were down 7-1 going into the 6th inning when they tallied 3 runs. They've got 2 so far here in this frame. Out of the windup. And the 1-0. Swung on and fouled back. Moves the count to 1-1. To Joey Schneider. Schneider drove in the first run on Wednesday. Looking to drive in the tying run right now against Esquivel, who's thrown 116 pitches. How much further can he go? The stretch. This all started because of an error. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third, and it goes into left field. Mireles misplayed it, scoring his shirtlift on his second error of the inning. Mireles allows the Mustangs to tie the game at 7. No RBI for Schneider. He just completely misplayed that ground ball. And now it'll be Hector Luna who will be running at first base for Schneider. And here's Carlito Urquieta. Carlito has singled, grounded out, and struck out. And now that winning run is at first base. The Mustangs have tallied 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings, but they need one more. The stretch and the offering, and the curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Check it 1-0. And the offering. Swung on line to center field. It's going to be a base hit in front of Contreras. Luna to second. And now the winning run is at second base. Carlito picks up his second hit of the game. Yeah, and I just think that Esquivel is running out of gas. He's got to be running out of gas. Kenny Keller had the big 2-run single in that 3-run 6th inning. And he can win the game for the Mustangs with a base hit. With only 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning, Fort Morgan has nearly completed this rally for a victory. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball, that's a strike on the outer half. No balls and 1 strike. Esquivel looks in for the sign. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded weakly to short. Charging, flipped to second for 1. No throw to first. There's 2 down as Kenny Chavez makes the play. Luna to third. And now the winning run is 90 feet away. And at the plate is Nate Cage. Cage is grounded out, walked, and struck out. A wild pitch can also end this thing. If not, we go to extras. Out of the stretch, and now they're going to let Keller run, I think. Step off there. Esquivel's got to be careful he doesn't commit a balk, because that would also score the run. The game well over 2 hours old. Nate Cage digging in from the right side. The stretch and the pitch, and he takes it for a strike down the middle. Kenny Keller with the delayed steal, and no stolen base. That's defensive indifference, we'll call it. And in fact, Kenny Keller doesn't even have to run at this point. It's the runner at third that means anything. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fisted in the air in the infield. The shortstop, Chavez, makes the catch. And we are going to the 8th inning. We have at least 1 extra inning to go. As the Mustangs, in the bottom of the 7th inning, they get some help. They scored 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left. 7 complete in Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. All right, let's head to the 8th inning. The first extra inning game this season. Line and pitch is a strike. No balls and one strike to Diego Vigil, who's 0 for 3. Vigil's grounded out, popped out, and grounded out. There's the wind and pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. They called it foul at the plate. Shurtleff's going to throw through to first, but it was called foul at the plate. Apparently went off his foot. It's 0-2. So no out recorded. No balls and 2 strikes. That's up and in. 1-2 to Vigil. Here's the wind and pitch. Slow curve is lined into right field for a base hit. Vigil picks up his first hit of the game. And this one against Trevor Shurtleff, beginning his 3rd inning of work. He is now the pitcher of record for Fort Morgan. I don't know if Esquivel is going to come out for the bottom of the 8th here for Skyview. And it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Mireles, who struggled with those errors. Perhaps to lay down a bunt would be Marcos Gomez. And he's batting for the left side. This is the first left-handed hitter we've seen for Skyview. The stretch. And the offering, squaring a bunt. He pops it up and foul. Schneider cannot chase it down. It's 0-1. The official line, 7 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors for both teams. Skyview has stranded 5. The Mustangs have stranded 6. And Skyview committed those 2 errors in the bottom of the 7th inning. If they would have played some clean baseball, they might be heading home now to Thornton. The pitch squaring to bunt, takes it inside. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert in-store jewelry repairs. For service, quality, and value, shop Rominger's in downtown Sterling. 1 ball, 1 strike, squaring to bunt, and the changeup is inside. It is 2-1 to Marcos Gomez. Off of first is Vigil. Throw back to first. He was basically on top of the bag, even though he went back in diving. All right, Gomez, he wants to bunt. Shurtleff's got to let him do it because it's 2-1. The stretch and the pitch, and up and in. He's laying that bat out there. He's giving him the out, but Shurtleff is not obliging. I think he's trying to throw strikes, but he can't find his control now. 3-1. Skyview scored 4 runs in the first and 3 in the fourth. The Mustangs scored 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings after scoring a run in the third. 3-1 to Gomez. Short lead at first for Vigil. The stretch. Shurtleff comes home squaring to bunt. He takes that for a strike. On the inner half thigh high, it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. The stretch and pitch squaring to bunt, and he takes it inside. And it's a huge walk issued by Shurtleff. Gomez reaches. Here's Isaiah Garcia. And we're going to have a runner there for Gomez. Let's see, that courtesy runner is going to be Michael Vigil. And maybe Garcia bunts because he's the number 9 hitter. And Cage is playing in at first. He's playing way in. And there's no doubt that if Garcia is going to bunt the ball, he's going to bunt it down third baseline. He's grounded out 3 times in the game. A single and a walk to begin the 8th inning for Skyview. Deadlocked at 7. As the Mustangs rallied from a 7-1 hole after 6 innings to send the game into the extra inning. The stretch by Shirtliff. Squaring to bunt is Garcia. It's way outside. I'm telling you, Trevor's having trouble throwing strikes as they show bunt. Gomez was giving him the out. And he did throw a couple of strikes, but ended up walking him. Shirtliff ready. 1 ball, no strikes. The runners take their leads. Now Cosman coming in, throw to second as Pollard covers, and it's off his glove. No damage done there. Mustangs looking for the cheap out if they can get it. The stretch by Shirtliff. 1 ball, no strikes to Isaiah Garcia. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and it's way out. So he's not even close. I don't think I think Trevor's just, and here comes Josh Langford. He's got to go out there. I mean, he is not at all. He's looking at that bat, and he's trying to throw away from the bat for some reason. Yeah, when they're giving you the out, you almost have to just, you don't lob it in there, but just throw it over the plate. And Shirtliff's almost trying to hit a corner, and he's missing by several inches. So 2 balls and no strikes. In the top half of the 8th inning, Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7. And a critical pitch coming up here. If Shirtliff cannot get Garcia out, then you start wondering whether he actually stays on the mound. They don't have too many other options after that. Got Pollard, got Marquez. So here we go, 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch and the pitch. He throws it in. Oh, he squared the bunt. It's a strike. Garcia, I thought, pulled back. And the Mustangs got another break. Looked like he pulled that back. That ball was low. It's 2-1. The stretch, 2-1. And that he waved that and missed it. It's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man, Skyview has really gotten the short end of the stick here on a couple of calls. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. Fort Morgan and Skyview tied at 7. In Fort Morgan, the stretch by Shirtliff, the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. McBride coming on. He makes the catch. Then he dropped the ball, but they're going to say he's out. McBride better get the ball back in. He throws to second for an out, and then to third, the tag, and out at third. It's a double play. McBride dropped the ball, then threw to second for a force, and then Urquieta went to third, and then tagged out at third was Vigil. And that play should be dead as Michael Vigil now goes to third. So the Mustangs catch a huge break because McBride made a mistake. That is crazy. Crazy how the Mustangs caught that break. But McBride did what he had to do. He dropped the ball. And, yeah, the force at second, and that's legitimate. They got the force at second, then tagged the runner at third. That is just insane. I don't think I've seen a play like that, maybe ever. There should be 2 down and a man at first. If McBride catches the ball, it's first and second with 1 out. But because he dropped the ball, and then he threw to the shortstop, Urquieta, who threw to the third baseman, Cosman. It is 2 outs. There should be 2 outs, not 1. Yeah, that is the most insane play that I've seen in a while. So Garcia at first. And here is Esquil Contreras, 2 for 4. And I don't think Brian Nichols seen a play like that in his life. You make a mistake, and it turns into a double play. But McBride did exactly what he had to do, and so did Urquieta. The stretch and the pitch, and the breaking ball's a strike on the inside corner. Yeah, once McBride dropped the ball, the runners had to go at first and second. But it was a force at second. The curve ball is a strike on the outside corner. And then it was a tag play at third applied by Cosman. No balls and 2 strikes to Contreras. Again, he's 2 for 4. The stretch and the pitch. Outside, runner going to second. Throw to second. Pollard will apply the tag, and he got him! As Garcia tried to jump over Pollard's glove. The caught stealing goes 2 to 4. And on a very, very strange inning, the Mustangs get out of it. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and nobody left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The man with a rubber arm, Jose Esquivel, is out there for Skyview. Will face Bladen Pollitt. Esquivel has thrown 73 strikes and 50 balls, 123 pitches. Pollitt is 0 for 3. He's popped out, grounded out, and struck out. Oh, check that. Adrian Marquez, now the hitter. Pollitt would have been in this position. Marquez now stepping in. His first at bat of this game. So it's Marquez, McBride, and Daniels in this frame. The Mustangs need 1 run in the 7-7 game to end it. Hitting from the right side is Marquez, the pitch. And that is over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. It's 0-1. Trevor Shurtleff would be the winning pitcher if Fort Morgan can score a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. The offering in the dirt with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Skyview had a 6-run lead, needing only 6 outs to win the game when the Mustangs scored 3 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch home. Down and away. 2-1. Esquivel has struck out 4 and walked 3 in the game. He gets the sign from Behringer. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on line foul and out of play. Count moves to 2-2. What a game after the 10-0 hour and 13-minute game we had on Wednesday in Thornton, won by the Mustangs. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in, and Marquez strikes out. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here's Trey McBride, who's walked, popped out, and reached on an error. And that was a huge error on a ground ball hit to the third baseman, Mireles, who, by the way, is now out of the game. He's been replaced at third. Not sure who's out there. I'm trying to catch that number. It's not Mireles. The pitch. Fastball, a strike. And it's 0-1 to McBride. The freshman right fielder digs in. Oh, he's almost out of the batter's box. Now he backs up a little bit. And the pitch. Swing and a miss late on that one. Esquivel, who's thrown 120, making 130 pitches, blew the fastball right by him. 0-2. 1 down and the base is empty in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fort Morgan and Skyview are tied at 7. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and popped up and out of play as Behringer runs to the backstop. It remains at 0-2. Errors have certainly been a contributing factor in this one. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on, driven down the line, but that's going to hook foul, I believe it does. Count remains at 0-2. to Trey McBride. He took advantage of the slow curveball by whacking it, but pulled it. Man, if he can get on, Kyle Daniels, he's just about automatic up there. And Daniels is working towards easily an all-conference season, along with Austin Cosman. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The base is empty in the bottom of the 8th inning. The right-hander, Esquivel, turns, delivers, fastball outside, and the Skyview fans are beside themselves. Man, that looked good from here. He barely missed. I thought McBride was going to be rung up. Esquivel is a big guy. That's why he can last this long. 1-2. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded down the third base line for a base hit. McBride is going to round first. Let's see if he goes for second. No, he'll stay right there. And Trey McBride is now 1 for 3 after that 1-out base hit down the left field line here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Daniels has doubled twice and walked. He's 2 for 3, also grounded out. He can now perhaps win the game with a shot in the gap for Fort Morgan with the speedy Trey McBride at first base. The stretch by Esquivel, the pitch. And the breaking ball bounces away from Behringer towards the Mustang dugout. And it goes into the dugout. Is he going to get an extra base? Or does he stay at second? Yep, stays right there. One ball and no strikes. Now Daniels just needs a base hit. Doesn't even need a gapper at this point. And now they're going to walk Daniels intentionally. And that's a smart thing to do. He's just too good. You don't want Daniels. If you're Skyview, you don't let him beat you. No way. A very smart move there. And with a free pass, you don't have to throw the pitches at this level. They just give it to you. And here is Trevor Shurtleff. Stretch and pitch. Swung on and popped foul down the right side. It's 0-1. It goes as a walk issued by Esquivel, even though he didn't throw the pitches. So it'll show 139 pitches, even though he's thrown 136. McBride at second, Daniels at first, 1 down by Fort Morgan 7, Sky 7. And the pitch, breaking ball, swung on and tapped foul at the plate. And that pitch almost hit the dirt before Scherr swung at it. He might hang up a little bit. 0-2. On deck is Cosman. If Shurtleff does not deliver, Cosman can certainly get the job done. No balls, 2 strikes. The runners take their leads. The stretch. Long pause in the pitch. In the dirt. 1-2. If you haven't been to a game this season and you wanted your money's worth, you got it right now. And this game already time-wise more than double of Wednesday's hour and 13-minute game. The 1-2 pitch swung on and foul tipped off the catcher. Remains at 1-2. Still got time to get out here unless the Mustangs win it in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Fort Morgan has never led in the game, but a base hit would give them the lead when it counts. McBride off of second, Daniels at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The right-hander Esquivel gets the sign, looks back. Long pause. And the pitch swung on and popped up into foul territory, headed out of play on the right side. Shurtleff popped out. And a sacrifice fly and a couple of singles. The Mustangs are now out hitting Skyview 10-9. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He gets the sign, Esquivel. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 2-2. And that was pitch number 141 for Jose Esquivel. 85 of those are strikes. And the 2-2 offering is coming. Here it is. Swung on line towards center field. Contreras to his right makes the running catch. The runners go back to their respective bases. There's 2 down. So it's up to Austin Kosman to deliver here and end it for the Mustangs in the 8th inning. He's popped out twice, doubled, and delivered a sac fly in the 3-run 7th inning. Kosman officially is 1 for 3. He committed a couple of errors early in this game, both in the first inning, that hurt the Mustangs. Now he's made some nice plays since then in the field as well. The stretch and the pitch. He swings and grounds it to short. To his right is Chavez. He sets, he throws to first, and we're going to the 9th inning as Austin Kosman is thrown out in the inning for Fort Morgan. They do not score. The Mustangs pick up 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. After 8 innings of play, it's Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. We rarely say this in high school baseball. Let's head to the 9th inning. The Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines are deadlocked at 7. It'll be the top of the order. Esquir Contreras, Ricardo Valderrama, and Kenny Chavez against Trevor Shirtliff. Swung on line and caught by the leaping shortstop, Carlito Urquiera. And there's 1 down. There's Valderrama, who's walked 3 times. And the only time he hit the ball, it was lined into left field for a supposed base hit. But the base runner at first took off so late that he was forced out at second. And the pitch, the slow curve is up and in. Trevor Shirtliff has thrown only 41 pitches. That's not a lot considering this is his 4th inning of work outside. Count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe it's his 4th inning. Let's make sure I check that correctly. Wind and pitch, and that is over for a strike at the knees. 1-2. No, Carlito went 5, so yeah, this is his 4th inning. That's correct. This is the 9th inning. Yeah, I'm forgetting this is the 9th inning. 2-1. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball away and in the dirt. 2-2 to Ricardo Valderrama. Well, Skyview got here just about 20 some odd minutes before the game. Now they're going to get home late. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. 2 down in the top of the 9th inning as Valderrama strikes out. And Kenny Chavez steps in. He's 3 for 4. He singled each of his first 3 times and then grounded out. With an open stance from the right side is Chavez. Wind and offering. And the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. You have the option of selling your beans on the spot or storing product in the facilities at Trinidad Benham. For future transactions, give them a call. 522-3595. Pitch is outside. Count is level at 1-1. The offering. Outside with a changeup. It's 2-1. Oh, no, 3-0. Check that. Yeah. 3-0. My bad. The pitch. Upstairs, he walked him on 4 pitches. So there were no strikes, despite my erroneous call thrown during that exchange to Kenny Chavez. He's on base for the 4th time of the game. And that's not a good sign because Brandon Behringer is 2 for 4. And he's delivered every odd time up. A 2-run single in his first at-bat, then popped out. A 2-run single in his third at-bat, then lined out to the third baseman, Kosman. So he's a very dangerous hitter stepping in. The pitch swung on and grounded for a base hit into left field for Brandon Behringer. To second is Chavez. And Skyview has picked up their 10th hit of the game. And the go-ahead run is at second base. And Brian Gutierrez, who is 1 for 4, will now bat for Skyview. in this top half of the ninth inning. Free baseball in Fort Morgan. Shurtleff now trying to pitch out of some trouble. Retired the first two hitters, but the last two have reached. Here's Gutierrez. The stretch. And Shurtleff looks in the pitch. Outside with the off-speed pitch. It is 1-0. We have played over 2.5 hours in this classic from Fort Morgan. And the offering. That's a strike with a breaking ball. Down the middle, it's 1-1. Again, the Mustangs have never had the lead in this game. Schneider lays down the sign. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fisted in the air towards Pollitt at second base. 4 steps into the grass. He makes the catch. And Skyview's done in the ninth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the ninth in Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the ninth in Fort Morgan, the bottom of the ninth, that is. The Mustangs and Skyview Wolverines are deadlocked at 7. Joey Schneider has popped out twice, singled, and reached on an error against Jose Esquivel. Wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike down the middle, belt high. Esquivel has thrown 144 pitches. And his right arm is still attached. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and foul back, and he's throwing hard now. Like I said, he's a big guy. He's got to weigh in the upper 200s. I mean, if I had to guess, he weighs about 270, 280. No balls and 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch to Schneider. In the dirt with a breaking ball. Count moves to 1-2. Again, you can follow pitch by pitch, KSIRsports.com. Click on faster, slower connections, faster preferred, and then today's game. You'll see what's happened on each and every pitch. And the 1-2. Swung on, grounded to third. An easy play over there, and the throw to first is going to be off the line, and then the tag applied and out. On the errant throw. And I'm trying to figure out who's at third base over there. It's at number 4. And that time I think that the Mustangs got a bad break because it looked like the tag was never applied at first, or not the tag, but the first baseman Vigil did not go over back to the bag in time. And now let's see, the umpires are going to have a conversation. Yeah, I don't know if they'll reverse that call. Urquieta is now the hitter. And the out is called. Yeah, I thought that Schneider crossed first before the first baseman, Vigil, who, by the way, had the throw come off the bag and then dove towards the bag with his glove. But again, they said that the glove was on the bag before Schneider crossed. The pitch. Urquieta takes a fastball for a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. A single, a ground out, a strikeout, and another single for Urquieta. Esquivel ready. The lights are now on at Legion Field, and the pitch in the dirt bounces to the screen. And the count is at 1-1. We are in the bottom of the ninth inning. Urquieta waits. Esquivel delivers. Swung on and grounded left side and gloved by the shortstop. Long throw on the run. It's going to be offline. It'll be a base hit as Chavez did everything he could do. Urquieta with his third hit of the game. And the Mustangs have the winning run at first base with 1 down in the bottom of the ninth inning. And that was pitch number 150 thrown by Esquivel. And Kenny Keller is 1 for 4, but that one hit was a 2-run single. in a 3-run 6th inning. And this Skyview team is a double play depth. Esquivel stretches. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Yeah, this pitching staff's got to be pretty thin for Esquivel to still be throwing. Or it's just a matter that he can handle it. In the old days, guys used to throw about 160, 170 pitches. But those were pros. The offering swung on and popped up into shallow right center field. The second baseman, Gutierrez, goes back and makes the catch. There's 2 down. And that'll bring up Nate Cage. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. Just one big hit in the gap could score. Carlito from first. Looking in is Esquivel. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by him. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. This is approaching 3 hours. And the 0-1 pitch runner goes. Swung on and missed. The throw to second on a hop. The tag and out is Carlito Urquiera. He is nailed on the tag by Kenny Chavez. A nice one-hop throw by Brandon Behringer. And the Mustangs are done in the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's head to the 10th after the break. It's Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106, that is, and B106.com. Well, the new pitcher for Fort Morgan is Kyle Daniels. Keep in mind, he didn't throw too many pitches in the victory on Wednesday. Struck out 5 and threw a limited number of pitches. I think it was just in the 50 range. I'll have to check that. I have to go back and confirm it. But nonetheless, we are tied at 7 going into the 10th inning. 10th inning in Fort Morgan. That's the equivalent to the 12th in Major League Baseball. Jose Esquivel is 0 for 3. The wind by the left-hander Daniels, the pitch. And the fastball is low. Daniels' ERA in the upper ones. Very good pitcher this year. And the offering. Swung on in line towards left field. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of Kenny Keller. And Esquivel has his first hit of the game, attempting to help his own cause. And now he's going to definitely get a courtesy runner. Question is, who is the courtesy runner? Well, somebody's coming out. Yep. And the courtesy runner for Skyview is going to be Alexis Arras. So Arras at first base. Here's Diego Vigil. He's grounded out, popped out, grounded out, and singled. Schneider lays down the sign. He's been busy back there along with Behringer. Squaring to bunt, and he pops it up, and it is caught by the diving third baseman, Cosman. Throw to first. Safe. Oh, it was close over there. But getting back in was Arras. There's 1 down. And Cosman with an acrobatic play to his left. Oh, that was a terrific play by Austin Cosman. So 1 down. Yeah, and I don't know who this hit. That's a number 4. I don't have a number 4 on my roster here. The stretch and the pitch, and the breaking ball is away. Unless that's Aaron Smith. That's the only one I guess who it is. We'll just say that's Smith. 1 ball, no strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a changeup up and in. I've got a 14, so maybe that's him. I don't know. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 down at the top of the 10th inning, we're tied at 7 in Fort Morgan. Daniels delivers. Curveball swung on and missed. Now, Daniels is slated to be the starting pitcher on Monday against Erie, and that will happen unless he goes like 2 or 3 innings here. 1-2 on the Skyview right-handed hitter. Short lead at first for Arras. Remember, Daniels picked off 3 on Wednesday. Throw back to first, and Arras back in diving. Trevor Shurtleff did his job in relief of Urquiera, so Daniels is now the pitcher of record. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch by Kyle. And the pitch in the dirt. It skips all the way to the screen. And on the wild pitch, Arras to second. That's the first wild pitch by a Mustang pitcher in the game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are 12 minutes shy of 3 hours in this instant classic from Fort Morgan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Daniels pitches. Swung on tap. Right back to Daniels. They're going to have the runner in a rundown. Throw to third, and Cosman applies the tag. And Arras is out. Smith to first. That's a fielder's choice. That will go 2-5. And not very good base running there. Check that, 1-5. So 2 down with a man at first. And here's Isaiah Garcia, who is 0 for 4. Grounded to short, to third, to the mound. And then to second, the stretch, and the pitch. Fastball is low. In fact, actually it was Garcia that hit into that very strange double play when McBride dropped the ball. And the 1-0. Curveball is grounded left side. Cosman stabs it to his left. Fires to first for the out. And Austin Cosman, after 2 first-inning errors, has been incredible on defense. He has simply been outstanding for the Mustangs defensively. He made a couple of sparkling plays in that half inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 10th inning in Fort Morgan. It is Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. Swing and a miss by Nate Cage on a changeup to begin the bottom of the 10th inning. Jose Esquivel is still out there for Skyview. This guy is a man. 155 pitches for Esquivel. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss. He threw it right by him. It's 0-2. Cage grounded to third. Walked, struck out, and popped to short. 7, 8, and 9 for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 10th inning in Fort Morgan. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a ball tailing away from Cage. He struck out twice in the game, and there's 1 down. And now that'll send up Bladen Pollitt. Marquez was hitting this spot earlier, but now Pollitt is in there. Pollitt is 0 for 3. Popped out, grounded out, and struck out. Hitting with an open stance for the right side. Wind by Esquivel on the offering. Fastball, a strike at the knees on the outer half. It's 0-1. Bailey Mechanical Heating and Air Conditioning can take care of both needs at 522-0471. Bailey Mechanical Heating and Air Conditioning. Curveball, swing, and a miss. And Esquivel has thrown nothing but strikes, 5 of them in this inning. And here comes pitch number 160. Unbelievable. The wind and the 0-2. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. This guy's getting better. How does that happen? 2 down. There's Trey McBride. McBride has walked, popped out, reached on an error, and then singled in his last at bat. I have never seen anything like this at the high school level, what this guy is doing. I mean, granted, he is a big man. Wind and pitch right there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. It is 0-1 to Trey McBride. 7 pitches, 7 strikes thrown by Esquivel here in the bottom of the 10th inning. McBride digs in, and the offering. Swung on and foul back. Esquivel now with 7 strikeouts. He's walked 4. He's allowed 11 hits in the game. No balls and 2 strikes to Trey McBride. The Mustangs will have the top of the order coming up. Will it be in the bottom of the 10th or in the next inning? And the lights have been on for a while. 0-2 pitch. Fastball is upstairs all the way to the screen. Off the glove of Behringer. 1-2 on McBride. Esquivel gets the sign. And McBride awaits the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball on the outer half. And Jose Esquivel, who's thrown 165 pitches, strikes out the side in order in the bottom of the 10th inning. Let's go to the 11th. Nobody's leaving this place. It's Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. We head to the 11th inning. We are still playing baseball in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines are deadlocked at 7. And some of the Mustang crowd is leaving. It's getting colder. The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Eswir Contreras against the left-hander Kyle Daniels. Contreras at 2 for 5. 2 singles in those at bats, second and third, and that breaking ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the temperature has certainly dropped. Fort Morgan trailed 7-1 going into the 6th inning. 3 runs in that inning, 3 in the 7th. The pitch swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. Well, if we keep this up, this game could be 3 times as long time-wise. It's already more than twice as long innings-wise as the game we had on Wednesday. That only went 5. And the offering swung on line towards the right center field gap. That's going to be a base hit for Eswir Contreras, his 3rd of the game. And Skyview here in the top of the 11th inning has the leadoff man on. For Ricardo Valderrama, who is 0 for 2, he's walked 3 times. So this will be his 6th plate appearance. What a game. What a game. And who knows if we're close to being over. The stretch. Squaring to bunt. He swings and fouls it back. He was bluffing. And keep in mind, I have seen things in this game I've never seen. That double play started by McBride. A ball hit by Daniels that was fouled by at least a foot, if not more, that was called fair. Throw back to first, and back in standing is Contreras. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Daniels. Looks in for the sign. And the pitch. The breaking ball is upstairs. And the count is leveled at 1-1. Short lead at first for Contreras. Daniels looks in the pitch. Swung on and grounded into left center field for a base hit. Contreras to second. Valderrama's got his first hit of the game. And Daniels has given up as many hits to the first 2 hitters as he did to the entire Skyview lineup on Wednesday. And watch out, because Kenny Chavez is 3 for 4. He singled 3 times, grounded out, and walked. He's been on base 4 times. Let's see if he's going to be bunting. The pitch. The curveball is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Skyview now has 13 hits in the game to Fort Morgan's 11. Keep in mind the Mustangs will have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 11th inning. Schneider lays down the sign. Now time is called. Neither team has had a huge threat in the extra innings, but Skyview now producing one. With an open stance from the right side, Chavez squaring to bunt, bluff, swings and misses. The fastball is what Daniels threw right by him. It's 0-2. On deck is Brandon Behringer. That guy's been a terror today. He's got 3 hits and 4 runs batted in. Contreras at second, Valderrama at first. And the 0-2 pitch. Slow curve is lifted into left field. Kenny Keller goes back, still going back, is under it, makes the catch, No tag. The runners retreat, and a perfect throw would have nailed Contreras. There's one down. I mean, that throw was right on the money. One down for Behringer. You got to be careful with this guy because of what I just mentioned. Now against Daniels on Wednesday, he was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Not a lot of speed with Behringer. Double play possibility. Swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play. The game is officially 3 hours old on the nose. We did start 9 minutes late. No balls and one strike. Schneider puts down the sign. And the pitch up and away. One with a fastball. The count is leveled at 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out, two on. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 in the top of the 11th inning. Schneider lays down the sign, and he throw to first, and watch out. Boy, he threw it into the runner. And really, Valderrama was paying attention over there. Even had it been a clean throw, wouldn't have been a pickoff at all. Daniels has thrown 22 pitches. You don't want to get that pitch count up too much. If not, he's not going to be able to pitch on Monday. Or he'll pitch on Monday for just a limited number of innings. Valderrama trying to shake it off. One ball, one strike, one out. And this cleanup hitter, Brandon Behringer, who's had a big day, digs in from the right side. And Daniels delivers. Curveball is fouled off to the right. It is 1-2. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car truck of your choice. They serve all of Northeast Colorado. That's Ehrlich Toyota East. Here we go. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Behringer. The pitch. Swing and a foul to the screen. Went upstairs with a changeup and got underneath it. We'll do it again with Brian Gutierrez on deck. Now, I can't imagine how many pitches have been thrown in this game, but we have to be closing in, I would think, at about 340, 350 pitches. 1-2 to Behringer. Schneider sets up way outside the offering, and that's not even close. I mean, he just threw it where he was at, and I don't know why you do that. The catcher's not even over the plate. It's 2-2. Just a waste pitch there. The stretch. Behringer awaits the pitch. Throw to second. Back in diving is Contreras. With Urquieta covering. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Daniels looks back. Looks in. Looks back. And the pitch. And did he go? And they're going to say he went. A check swing and a breaking ball. And Behringer thought he held up. And the Skyview coaches are not happy about that. All 3 are walking towards the umpire, and there's 2 down. I thought he held up as well. It looked like just a little bit of a check swing, but, well, a check, but not a full swing. And there's 2 down. Daniels gets the strikeout. Wow. That is a big call against Skyview again. Yeah, that certainly looked like he did not go around. He kind of like waved the bat, but not at a point that he actually swung at the ball. Here's Brian Gutierrez. Gutierrez is 1 for 5. He's struck out, singled, and popped out 3 times. Daniels stretches. And the offering. Slow curve is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. I'm telling you, Fort Morgan has gotten so many breaks in this game. Skyview had 1 call go in their favor that definitely went against the Mustangs, but the Mustangs have won that battle. 1-0. Gutierrez awaits the pitch. Swung on, grounded foul towards the Mustang dugout on the third base side. And the count is level at 1-1 strike. Yep, these fans have gotten their, I guess, money's worth, so to speak. 1-1 on Brian Gutierrez. At second is Contreras. Valderrama at first. Lots of speed out there for Skyview. Daniels looks back. The pitch, the runners go. Swung on and popped up into foul territory down the right field line. Cage gives chase. Makes the catch, falling down. And Skyview is done in the top of the 11th inning. No runs, 2 hits. No errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning in Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7 on B106 and B106.com. Well, this is it for the Mustangs. They've got their shot right now as we head to the bottom of the 11th inning. The top of the order, Kyle Daniels, followed by Trevor Shurtleff and Austin Cosman. You would think in this inning, with these players coming up, they'd be able to score a run off of Jose Esquivel, who has been on the mound the entire game for Skyview. That's right. He's thrown 10 innings. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left. I have never, ever seen this at a high school level. One guy pitching this much. Now going into the 11th. And Esquivel has 8 strikeouts in the game. I believe we'll retabulate that. Wind and offering. And that is over but low on the changeup. Count is at 1-1. I'd say I feel bad for Skyview here. They've gotten some calls that I can't understand. The pitch. Low with a fastball, 2-1. And Daniels is such a good hitter. You cannot afford to fall behind Kyle Daniels. Officially 2 for 3. He's walked, doubled, grounded out, doubled, and walked. He's been on base 4 times. And the 2-1 pitch. And the breaking ball bounces in. It's 3-2. Yeah, how much more can you ask of this guy? Not Daniels, but Esquivel. That is a rubber arm out there. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kyle Daniels in the bottom of the 11th inning in Fort Morgan. And the Skyview right-hander delivers. Fastball, that's a strike on the inner half. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes to Daniels. Esquivel struck out the side in order in the 10th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss! Daniels struck out on a fastball. I don't know if he was expecting it. He took a very late swing. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the 11th inning. Strikeout number 9 for Jose Esquivel on the 170th pitch. I mean, you don't see softball pitchers throw this much. Trevor Shurtleff is 2 for 4. Popped out, a sac fly, 2 singles, and lined out. Here's the wind and pitch. Squaring to bunt, lays it down the third base line, but it trickles foul. Better quality, better service, better results. It's Better Electric, and also the home of Sterling Trailers, your Big Tex headquarters, Better Electric. And stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. The great folks at the Brush Grocery Cart. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. The Brush Grocery Cart. No balls and 1 strike to Shurtleff with 1 down in the bottom of the 11th inning, and the bases are empty. Deadlocked at 7. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. 0-2. And I'll say this for a big man, Esquivel's got a very easy motion. And because he has that easy motion and that huge body, especially a big lower body, he can take a lot of strain off that arm, but this much strain is incredible. 0-2 pitch, outside with a fastball. He's still throwing hard, by the way. 1-2. On deck is Cosman. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Mustang center fielder, Shirtliff. The pitch. Over but low with a fastball, 2-2. And keep in mind that Esquivel has struck out the last 4 Mustangs. He's gotten better. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shirtliff. Behringer lays down the sign. The wind in the pitch, swung on and tapped to third, should be an easy play, and the throw to first is right there. And that is, I believe, Smith. And again, I have a 14 instead of a 4. Either way, the play was made regardless. And there's 2 down. 2 down for Austin Cosman, who is 1 for 4. His lone base hit was a double. Also had a sacrifice fly. Yeah, you'd figure with 14 runs through 7 innings, somebody would score in the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, or the 11th. The pitch, swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. It's 0-1. Cosman went fishing for a pitch that was out of the zone. No balls and 1 strike. This is the number 3 hitter in the Mustang lineup, who's been terrific defensively after the first inning. Esquivel ready. Wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul and headed out of play down the right side. 0-2. Esquivel's actually getting on a roll. He's retired 6 Mustangs in a row. And you would assume that Daniels would come out for the next inning. He just pitched 2 days ago. No balls and 2 strikes with the bases empty in the 11th. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Second straight 1-2-3 for Jose Esquivel. Let's head to the 12th. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 7. You are listening to Mustang Baseball on B106 and on the World Wide Web at B106.com. John Beltran back in Fort Morgan at Eddie Underwood American Legion Field. We head to the 12th inning in this classic, where the Mustangs and Skyview Wolverines are deadlocked at 7. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Esquivel, Vigil, and Smith. For Skyview, Esquivel is 1 for 4. He's had a sac bunt in there. This will be his 6th plate appearance. Kyle Daniels delivers. Slow curve is fouled off the end of the bat. It's 0-1. Yeah, now this makes you question what's going to happen in terms of Daniels. Will he be the starting pitcher on Monday against Erie? Here's the wind and offering. Swing and a miss out in front of that changeup. It's 0-2. And Daniels has thrown 31 pitches. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball is just off the plate. 1-2. Your one-stop center for home improvement projects. Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Ackley Building Center. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have played 3 hours and 15 minutes of high school baseball. We are in the 12th inning. And the offering. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball on the outer half, and there's 1 down. As Esquivel strikes out. And that will send up Vigil, who was 1 for 5. Grounded out twice, popped out twice, and he singled, and he swings and misses at a bender. It is 0-1. The Mustangs have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up at the bottom of the 12th. Swing and a miss and a fastball up in the zone. 0-2, and Daniels just taking the ball and firing. He'll only take a long time if the batter steps out like Vigil did there. 0-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 in the outside corner. And Vigil knew it. And Kyle Daniels has struck out the first 2 hitters of the 12th. And here's Aaron Smith into a fielder's choice his first time up. Wind and pitch. Takes it for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Curveball is a beauty. On the outside corner, levels the count at 1-1. With the bases empty, now the pitchers are really picking it up. Esquivel has retired 7 in a row for Skyview. And the offering. Fastball is down the middle for a strike. 1-2. Esquivel struck out the side in order in the 10th. Daniels looking to do it in the 12th. Swung on and grounded to short. Urquieta's got it. Sets. Sidearms, a terrible throw. And it skips by the first baseman Cage. And the runner goes to second. That was an awful throw. Cage could not dig it out. And the Mustangs have committed their 3rd error of the game. A very routine play. And now Isaiah Garcia will step to the plate. He sidearmed that thing, too. There's no way he's going to get it over there sidearming it from that deep in the hole. Garcia at 0 for 5. Got the ball out of the infield once. He is the 9th place hitter in this lineup. The stretch by Daniels. And the pitch. And the changeup is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Yeah, you got to play better defense than that. Carlito normally makes pretty good throws, but that was awful. The offering. Fastball is up and away. The count is level at 1-1. 2 down, 1 on in the top of the 12th inning in Fort Morgan. Tied at 7 between the Mustangs and Skyview Wolverines. Daniels looks back, and the pitch. The breaking ball is grounded right up the middle. The second baseman, Pollitt, to his right. Gloves throw to first, and that's going to be offline! And towards the dugout, a run will score as Pollitt throws it away. And Skyview now leads 8-7 as the Mustangs commit back-to-back errors. We'll actually call that a base hit for Garcia and an error, allowing the run to score because it was a slow roller. And the Mustangs now have committed 4 errors in the game. Here's Eswit Contreras. He's 3 for 6. Stretch and pitch. And the slow curve is a beauty for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on and popped into right field. Trey McBride is there to his right. Makes the catch. And Skyview is done in the 12th inning, but they score an unearned run. There were 2 Mustang errors, some very bad defense by Fort Morgan in the infield. Let's head to the bottom of the 12th inning. It's Skyview 8, Fort Morgan 7 on B106 and B106.com. We head to the bottom of the 12th inning. Skyview with an 8-7 lead after Fort Morgan committed back-to-back errors. And keep in mind that Jose Esquivel has thrown 178 pitches. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Joey Schneider, Carlito Urquieta, and Kenny Keller. Urquieta and Bladen Pollitt committed those critical errors. And Schneider is 1 for 5 as he steps in against the big, strong right-hander. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. I think it was Harvey Haddix against... It's like double no-hitters years ago. I mean, we're talking about 50, 60 years ago when you see pitchers throw this much. And the offering. That's right down the middle for a strike with a fastball. Count is level at 1-1. That was the 180th pitch thrown by Jose Esquivel. And he has gotten better, incredibly enough. He is not tired at all. Schneider awaits the 1-1. He takes a fastball for a strike down the middle. It is 1-2. 10 strikeouts and 4 walks issued in the game by Jose Esquivel. He might throw 200 pitches before this game is over. I would think at least 190. And the 1-2. Swung on and lined up the middle. And behind the bag, the shortstop throws to first. And that is in time. What a play by Chavez. What a play that was headed for center field, and Josh Langford is out. He's well out of the dugout, saying that the first baseman, Vigil, was off the bag. But Schneider was called out. I certainly didn't see that from here. It looked like he was on the bag. Now let's see. The umpires are conversing. And now they're going to call him safe. Yep, Schneider apparently is going to be called safe. We'll call that a base hit because he was well behind the bag. The throw beat him. Yeah, an infield hit. I mean, that was an excellent play by Chavez. Now Hector Luna's at first as the courtesy runner. Now let's see the Mustangs attempt to bunt and move the runner over. Carlito Urquieda's at the plate. Yeah, it appeared that Vigil, the first baseman, had to lunge to his right, and he slightly came off the bag. And actually, Josh did not come out of the dugout. He's the third base coach. Urquieda singled, grounded out, struck out, and singled twice. Luna's got to be careful at first. He's the tying run, the stretch. And the pitch, squaring to bunt. Takes it for a ball throw. Back to first. Goes into right field. Luna's going to head for second. There's going to be a play at second. No, it's going to be cut off. That'll be an error on the catcher, Behringer. And it's 1 ball and no strikes as Skyview commits their third error of the game. And that was huge. Now Carlito might not have to bunt. So a near out on the Schneider hit up the middle that the shortstop fielded well behind the bag and just threw a little bit wide of the target. And then Behringer, trying to pick off Luna, throws it into right field. 1 ball and no strikes. 8-7 Skyview. We're in the bottom of the 12th inning. Behringer lays down the sign. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that changeup, it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, nobody out, man at second. The Mustangs trail by a run in the bottom of the 12th inning in Fort Morgan. The pitch. Fastball is high. If another Mustang gets on, the winning run would be at first base. At least at first base, if not more, depending upon the result of the at-bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count is at 2-2. That was pitch number 186 thrown by Esquivel. I have never, ever, I've never seen anything like this. This is ridiculous. 2-2 to Carlito Urquieda. Keep in mind, Esquivel has struck out 11, 1 in each frame leading up to this one. And the 2-2. Upstairs with a fastball, it's 3-2. 119 strikes and 68 balls for Jose Esquivel in what's nearly a 3.5-hour marathon. The stretch. Runner takes the lead at second. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded to short, and the play will be made at first on a low throw that's dug out beautifully by Vigil. Chavez throws out Urquieda. Luna to third, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the 12th inning. And the Mustangs have the tying run 90 feet away. And Kenny Keller is 1 for 5 in the game. He did have a 2-run single. He will now bat for Fort Morgan. And the infield is playing halfway. If Keller can hit it somewhere in the outfield, that would at least tie the game. The pitch, and he takes a fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. And again, I've said this before, the Mustangs have never led in this game. They trailed after 1 inning, after half an inning. They trailed 4-0. And the 1-0. Outside. 2-0. This is dangerous for Esquivel. If he allows Keller to get on, he'll take off for second, and then the winning runner would be at second base. You got a pinch hitter on deck. Cage has struggled, and we'll have a pinch hitter for him on deck. 2 balls and no strikes to Keller. Esquivel looks in, looks back in the offering. Upstairs with a fastball. It is 3-0. Yeah, the on-deck hitter is Anthony Arroyo. And again, he could be batting with runners at second and third because I'm guessing that Keller, if he gets on base, it's pretty much a double. 3-0 pitch outside, and Keller walks on the 192nd pitch thrown by Jose Esquivel. And here is Anthony Arroyo. We are 2 minutes shy of 3.5 hours in this game. There is one down. Yeah, I've been in broadcasting since December of 96. And between Colorado and Louisiana, this is my 19th year calling baseball, starting with a 97 season. And this is the longest game I've done, without a doubt. This would be the equivalent to the 14th inning in Major League Baseball. Arroyo gets the at-bat for Fort Morgan. Again, the Mustangs trail 8-7 here in the bottom half of the 12th inning against Skyview. Fort Morgan beats Skyview in an hour and 13 minutes and 5 innings on Wednesday in Thornton, 10-0. The stretch. The pitch. Fastball is high, as Keller stated first. Brandon Behringer does have a very good arm. He just threw out a Mustang a couple of innings ago. Esquivel had retired 7 in a row before Schneider got on base. The stretch. And the 1-0 pitch. Low. 2-0. Now he's got to be tiring. And Esquivel's got to come in with a strike now. 2 balls and no strikes to Anthony Arroyo. At third is Luna. Keller at first. 8-7 Skyview in the bottom of the 12th inning. The pitch right there down the middle for a strike. It is 2-1. He is 5 pitches away from 200 in the game. This is beyond unbelievable. Esquivel now taking his time. 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the fake, the third throw to first. Nothing doing there. Well, Keller is not taking off at all. They're not taking it for granted that he's going to steal second. He's got the speed, but Skyview will not concede the stolen base. 2 balls, 1 strike to Arroyo. Throw back to first, back in diving is Keller. Yeah, all of a sudden Arroyo, or check that, Esquivel is paying attention to him. So it's 2-1 with 1 down. Esquivel landscaping the mound with those cleats. He's been on it for a long time in a game that started 3 hours and 31 minutes ago. The stretch, the throw back to first, and again back in diving is Keller. Mustangs are back in action on Monday against Erie right here. Our next game will be on Wednesday. 4 o'clock on Wednesday, B106 and B106.com against Vista Peak. And now time is called, and Behringer will pay a visit to the Hill. Now, some folks have been here the entire 3 hours and 32 minutes and beyond that, because you're here obviously a lot of times before the game even starts. And the temperature, as you could have guessed, has dropped quite a bit. We're not pitch black, but we're not far away from being pitch black. And now we've got, yeah, there we go. We had a car with their lights on. I mean, if you're watching from the outfield, you cannot have your headlights on. Got to be careful about that. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Esquivel ready. Gets a sign from Behringer. It's been a while since he's thrown a pitch. And here it is. That is a strike. A delayed steal by Keller. No throw. That'll be defensive indifference. And now a base hit can win the game for Fort Morgan. Second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Arroyo. This will be the 197th pitch thrown by Esquivel. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and grounded to short. Should be a play at first. And there's a bobble. And that was not very smart by Chavez. He wanted to come home. He had no play at home. It'll be an RBI for Arroyo. Another error in the inning by Skyview, and the game is deadlocked at 8. And now the Mustangs seemingly have this one with first and third and only 1 out. And here's Bladen Pollitt. Pollitt in the game. Let's see if they walk him to load the bases. Pollitt is 0 for 4, though. He struck out twice. So it would make sense to pitch to him. The stretch. Esquivel delivers. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 to Pollitt. The stretch. Pollitt awaits the 1-0 pitch. Runners take their lead. Snap throw to third, but third baseman not even there. And they're going to call a balk. It's going to be a balk. I don't believe that. This game, that crazy, is going to end on a balk. And the Mustangs are going to win the game on a balk by a score of 9-8 in 12 innings. That is insane. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll wrap it up after this on B106 and B106.com. Well, I never thought I'd say this, but the game is over. The Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Skyview Wolverines in 12 innings, 9-8, on, of all things, a balk, scoring Kenny Keller as the post-game show. Tonight is brought to you by MMI International. And buying a mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They outperform their competitors hands down. They're not afraid to stand behind their product. MMI International. 842-5161. That is MMI International. What an unbelievable game here from Eddie Underwood, American Legion Field in Fort Morgan, where the Mustangs are now 32-0 in Colorado 7 League play, 8-0 this season, 10-2 overall. The final line score goes like this. For the Mustangs, 9 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors, 9 left on base. Skyview, 8 runs, 14 hits. They committed 4 errors, and 2 of those in the critical 12th inning, and 11 left on base. The winning pitcher in relief was Kyle Daniels, and the loss went to Jose Esquivel, but what a job he did. Esquivel threw 198 pitches, struck out 11, and was still looking pretty strong down the stretch of the game. At one point, he struck out 4 consecutive Mustangs. Skyview scored 4 runs in the opening inning as the Mustangs were a little bit sloppy on defense, with Austin Cosman committing a couple of errors there that certainly hurt Fort Morgan at the top of the first inning. Brandon Barringer also came through with a 2-run single, and that opened up the scoring, making it 2-0. The Mustangs did not respond until the bottom of the third. Trevor Shirtliff with a sac fly made it 4-1. And then in the 6th inning, Skyview extended the lead. Esquir Contreras scored in a wild pitch. Barringer with a 2-run single. That made it 7-1. Mustangs finally rallied in the bottom of the 6th inning. Shirtliff scored in a wild pitch. Kenny Keller with a 2-run single made it 7-4. And then the critical play in the bottom of the 7th inning was Kyle Daniels hit a 2-run double down the right field line. And I can tell you right now, that ball was clearly foul. The first base coach, Coach Hale, sold it, pointing that it was fair, and the umpire called it fair. The Mustangs did get some breaks in this game, no question about it. But anyway, Shirtliff had an RBI single, Cosman with a sac fly, and then Shirtliff would score in an error, making it 7-7. And it was that way until the top half of the 12th inning when the Mustangs committed back-to-back throwing errors. and that allowed Skyview to score a run, making it 8-7. Anthony Arroyo's ground ball to the shortstop Chavez was botched. That scored another run, tie the game at 8, and then Kenny Keller would score from third on a balk. And the Mustangs win the game in 12 innings. The time of the game, 3 hours and 35 minutes. And we'll see who pitches Monday for Fort Morgan because they used their top 3 pitchers. You'd think Daniels would go out there, but he was slated to be the starting pitcher, not working today and going on a full 4 days rest. Now he'd be going on 2 days rest after pitching in relief and picking up the victory for the Mustangs. Skyview falls to 6-2 in league play and 7-2 overall. Again, the Mustangs and Erie Tigers will play on Monday. 4 o'clock is the start time here. Our next game will be on Wednesday, a league game against Vista Peak, again on B106 and B106.com. Outstanding job. He's still with us. Our sound engineer and producer, Braden Godin. I'm John Beltran with a final score from Eddie Underwood, American Legion Field in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs 9, the Skyview Wolverines 8 in 12 innings on B106 and B106.com.